cite Romans 12:1-2, and you mentioned not being conformed to the pattern of this world, and you mentioned the world areas that like aeon, the era, that spirit of the age, because the age is trying to conform us into its image and how it thinks and how we go about it. And we are being evangelized, as James Chung says. We're being evangelized by the world all the time. But we have to have a counter practice of doing that. But you also mentioned of speaking like kind of the truth into it, of having become more like Christ, how God wants us to, or Christ, how he wants us to live in the middle of this world. But you mentioned this, as you were talking, the word, I couldn't remember the word that you written. Ultra, how do you say it? Ultra crepidarian?
Yeah.
Ultra crepidarian.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm butchering it because he says sutor ne ultra crepidarium. That sounds really cool.
Yeah.
I'm doing it, but
Yeah.
shoemaker, not beyond the shoe. I explain that because people are like, what are you talking about right now? I thought this was a thing about Jesus.
The ultra, I didn't really know that word either until I did some research. Ultra crepidarian, it's this big, giant, fancy English word that essentially means somebody who sort of speaks beyond the limits of their knowledge, speaks beyond what is helpful to others. And it comes from this ancient story about how there was this famous ancient painter. He's painting this portrait, and a shoemaker comes by, and he comments to the painter, and he says, the shoes that you've painted there, they're inaccurate. The laces don't look that way. And, because that's his area of expertise. The painter says, oh my goodness, thank you, shoemaker. You're right. I'm not a shoemaker. I don't know. I was just kind of going based on memory. Thank you for correcting my error. So he repaints the shoe. And then the shoemaker, sort of infused with this courage and confidence, like, oh my goodness, I just corrected this great painter, this well-known painter. I'm gonna give him more help. So then the shoemaker starts commenting on all these other things that are outside the range of his expertise. And then the painter says to the shoemaker, not beyond the shoe. Essentially, just speak to what speak what is helpful. But beyond that, it's not helpful. It's not helpful for you to comment on everything. And in the digital age, on social media especially, just go on Facebook or Twitter, we're all shoemakers now. Or just like the moment anything happens, it's like we're all experts. Yeah, everyone's got an opinion, and everybody needs to know, and I think there's, one, that is exhausting. That's an exhausting way to live life. And two, it's not helpful. It's not helpful. I think that we need to learn to listen more deeply and learn and be students and lead with curiosity rather than to lead with our opinion.